Saturn transiting the 6th house cusp. This transit happens once every 29 years and it lasts for about a year, sometimes a bit longer, sometimes a bit shorter. And even if it's indicated that you're having just one hit of Saturn over the cusp of your 6th house, you might feel it a few months before the exact hit, a few months after the exact hit as well, for about a year around the exact hit of Saturn. Before or after, like a period around the year on both sides. And usually most people have 3 hits of transit on their 6th house cusp. And it takes approximately 8-9 months for the whole process to complete of this transit. And what happens? Actually, Saturn feels pretty happy transiting the 6th house. It tends to be a very constructive and productive time of your life because Saturn is one of the cruel planets, as they say, more difficult planets. And the 6th house is a difficult house. It's the house of overcoming difficulties, dealing with problems, especially problems of practical nature. Like things breaking, needing fixing, and the cruel planet gives you strength to overcome them, gives you courage to tackle them, gives you determination and self-discipline to go and deal with those unpleasant issues of life and to sort them out. So it's very likely that when Saturn transits the 6th house, you might have more problems of technical nature, of problems that need fixing at home or at work, or anything which is has been abused or has been overused as object can start breaking down or can start giving some defaults. And Saturn will trigger those coming to the surface, so you have to deal with those. So you might have, during this period, to be dealing with overcoming more difficulties than normal. As I said, usually they have a practical, material nature, because 6th house also rules debts. 6th house rules all these kind of issues that we have to deal with in order to survive, to keep the maintenance of our body, the maintenance of our environment, which make us live well, which make us survive, which make us have food, So it's a very practical material house. So you become much more focused on material and practical issues, and especially in solving problems with that. And because 6th house rules debts, it's often that people during this period might try to solve a debt issue or might have to deal more seriously with issues about debt, maybe borrowing money, and having to repay them back, or something in that area. Saturn always puts stress. Whatever it passes, it puts more focus, need to work harder, to look at the affairs of that house with more self-discipline, with more self-control. So you have to be disciplined in areas, in issues to do with debt, with borrowing, for instance. Also, as I said, it might be sorting out other practical, material, financial issues in your life that needs tending to right now. And 6th house also is the house of perfecting one's skills, of perfecting your self-mastery, of improving on what you already have as a skill, as mastery. So a lot of people during this period can find themselves becoming much more hard on themselves and critical, or the environment becoming hard on themselves and pushing them to work harder, to improve their skills, to improve their art or their craft or whatever their work is, because the 6th house is the house of work and duty, and Saturn wants you to perfect, to improve on those. And you might have to do this because there is criticism from outside, or criticism from within yourself. But definitely Saturn will push you to work harder, to apply more of yourself, to better yourself, to improve yourself more, and especially improving yourself when it comes to practical skills, to practical issues, to practical material matters of life. You become more of a perfectionist when Saturn transits the 6th house, which is quite good. Even though you might be putting stress on yourself, it's very good, because this year that Saturn does this transit can be so can help you move forward so much in how you deal with your daily responsibilities, how you deal with your duties, how you deal with the things which which we tend like errands and, fixing things, improving things, which are usually tedious tasks, repetitive tasks. You can do them much more, much better when Saturn is transiting the sixth house. So you can even start jobs which is more repetitive, more routine, and your life might be more full of such jobs and of such responsibilities, but you'll be able to do them with more application, with more self-discipline. So you're more, how do I say, you're sorry about that. You become more dutiful and diligent when it comes to these things, and you work harder. Sixth house is the house of service, giving a lot from yourself to make things work, to make things fit, especially to do with career usually. So this can be a couple of years or a year, which there is a lot of demand on you to perform more, to be more efficient when it comes to your work. And Saturn will help you become more efficient and construct your daily life, daily affairs, daily routines or work routines in a way which makes you much more productive at other times, because the sixth house is the house of doing everything as fast and efficiently and orderly. Saturn wants you to put order in your life as well. So if you're someone who is very messy, Saturn comes around in your sixth house and you start paying attention because maybe others told you too much, criticized you about that, or your messiness is interfering with your problem, is interfering with your life in some way, undermining your skills or undermining your order in life some way. So you decide to put order in your life, to put more structure in your life, and also to, especially your daily routines and how you get things done. So you can complete a lot of work during this period when you organize yourself. And another manifestation of this is, we said you can work much more than other times. Service becomes of great importance. So you might be asked to have more responsibilities and to service others more than other times, and sometimes even jobs which are more menial, which demand more work, more pressure on you, appear during this period. And sixth house is the house of your daily habits as well, so you can improve on those, especially when it comes to health, because the sixth house is the house of illness. So when Saturn triggers the cusp of the sixth house, if you haven't been taking proper care of your body, if you haven't been eating well or exercising well, your body starts giving defaults, So it needs fixing again. It's the house of fixing, the sixth house. So you might contract some, not contract a disease, but more like some neglect to your body might start coming to the surface when Saturn is triggering the sixth house. So health problems are possible. But they only appear. So they become like a sign to you that now is the time to do something about it, that you need to improve on your daily routines and health habits. And this is one of the best things that Saturn in the sixth house can bring, because it will give you the self-discipline and the determination this time to improve your health, this time to maybe start working out. I've seen many people who become more fanatical about working out, about health regime, about eating better during this period. And whatever Saturn pushes us to do something, it's because, not because we feel inspired all of a sudden and you wake up and you say, that's it, I feel great, from now on I'm just going to work out every day. It's usually because something starts breaking down, or there is pressure from outside or from our health, It's because we've reached the limit and we cannot continue in the same way normally. And it's the same way you'd improve on your daily routines and you put more order and efficiency in your routines, because the routines that you have so far are just not working well enough. They give you problems in your daily life. That's why you make changes when Saturn comes around. So be careful more about your health, live more healthy, improve the order around yourself, the efficiency of your work. You'll become more productive usually as well. And you might have to deal with more problems than normal, with more, the sixth house, the house of enemies, is the house of all these things that kind of annoy us and put obstacles on us, and you might have more put on your path during this period, during this transit, but it's nothing to fear about, because Saturn also gives you the strength to overcome these and the self-discipline to overcome these, So it's a good house when Saturn transits here. It finishes usually with you having much more ordered, much more disciplined lifestyle, and much more care of your health, and also much more efficiency when it comes to your work and productivity. So please also share with us what is happening, what happened in your life when Saturn was transiting your sixth house, what is happening right now in your life. Are you improving yourself in some way? Is life forcing you or making you or yourself to become more critical, to improve and straighten out certain areas of your life, especially when it comes to dealing with material and practical issues of life? Thank you.